Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Thunder and Lightning Gaming. I'm Thunder, and today I'm going to be doing a breakdown of the Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal trailer. There's been a lot of these already uploaded to the internet. I'm not breaking any new ground, but I've been watching a lot of these trailer breakdowns, and I'm noticing a theme, and this is not only a theme with these breakdowns, but a theme with the entirety of Kingdom Hearts on its own. A lot of these trailer breakdowns assume that you know every modicum, every tiny little detail of Kingdom Hearts lore, which is just simply unrealistic, I think. I think that the game is called Kingdom Hearts 4, right? So you should play Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. But other than that, there's no real need to play these phone games and these DS spin-offs and all these. If you don't want to, if you want to, go ahead. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. I feel like the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 assumes that you've played 1, 2, and 3. And that's what this breakdown is going to assume. I'm going to do a breakdown of this trailer for the more casual Kingdom Hearts fan. I'm not going to be going into theories. I'm not going to talk about how everyone thinks this about Star Wars and this about Marvel and all that. I'm just going to be simply breaking down the visual information that the Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal trailer is trying to communicate with us. And if you like what I'm doing here, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that fun stuff that every other YouTuber that you've ever encountered tells you to do. And with that, let's get started. This might be a little loud, so I'll do that. Okay, so right away we're hit with the Lost Master arc. If you've played Kingdom Hearts 3, you were introduced to the Master of Masters. He's sort of this hooded, don't really know his true identity character, who, when you get to know him, it's a little weird. And that's what this refers to. The last arc was all the games in the series before this one, and this game is going to start the new arc called the Lost Master arc. Who is the Lost Master? Does this refer to the fact that the Master himself is lost? Who knows? But the only thing that the screen confirms, at least to me, is that the next arc, however many games it may be, is called the Lost Master arc. Okay, so right away we're hit with this weird fake language. This language is all throughout this trailer. It's on the street signs, it's on the billboards, the mailboxes, so I'm not going to point it out every time it shows up. But there it is, the clearest picture of it right there on the white pillar here. And this fake symbol language is the language of Scala ad Caelum, which is the land that Sora is transported to, like, in between the, like, finale of Kingdom Hearts 3 and, like, the true final battle or whatever was happening. It's where you fight Master Xehanort the first time, and then you, like, find out that it's not really him or whatever. That whole town, that whole area, this is the language that is on display in that town. So something is connecting that world to this one, right? As we're going to find out through dialogue in a few minutes. We're not in whatever universe, whatever dimension that Kingdom Hearts 3 took place in, that the rest of Kingdom Hearts took place in. That's not where we are here. And as you can see on this beautiful, picturesque landscape of what appears to be real-world Tokyo, this is, in fact, the land that Sora ends up in the, final true ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm going to ignore the DLC for a moment. I'm going to get to that in a sec. But if you play until the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, he sort of dies, right? We can all agree that Sora sort of dies at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. And then he wakes up here. It's the middle of the night. The Masters of Masters is hanging around here. I think at the time I thought it was Riku, but it turns out to be a character that I'm going to talk about in a second. But it's just sort of Sora hanging around here, and this is very clearly a simulacrum of real life Tokyo. I know that at first people were theorizing that maybe he was in the world from the World Ends With You, the video game series The World Ends With You, because those characters were in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance if you played that game. But it would appear that it's not that, because as we're going to find out later in this trailer, this place is called Quadratum or something like that. She's about to say it, or someone's about to say it. And if you have played that DLC, which if you didn't, I wouldn't blame you, it was a little expensive for what it was worth, but that DLC has a secret ending, and in that secret ending, you fight someone named Yozora, who's voiced by Dylan Sprouse. Yozora, if you remember, is the main character of the fake in-universe video game Verum Rex, the video game that Rex from Toy Story is playing when you enter Toy Story World. So that world, the world that was represented in that video game, is real. Sora goes there. Sora battles the main character of that game, and whether you win or not, you get a different ending. One of the endings is a Kingdom Hearts in-engine mock-up of the super old trailer for Versus 13, which parts of Versus 13 were taken and turned into Final Fantasy 15. They're doing something with that weird canceled Final Fantasy universe, and they've ported it over to Kingdom Hearts. And that's where this is taking place. You can even see in the background, I don't know exactly which building, but you can see the building that you're standing on top of when you're fighting Yozora in the Remind DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, so voiceover just sort of explaining that this isn't the world that Sora started in. This is a new one, which will become clear in a moment. And then we have this, the heart resides within the soul, which in turn is guided by fate to its rightful place. This is some nonsense, right? This is what always happens in Kingdom Hearts games. This is I've been having these weird dreams. Is any of this real anymore? It's just sort of flavor text that's not supposed to mean anything yet, and once we play through Kingdom Hearts 4, we're going to read these words and we're going to be like, oh my god, that's what they were referring to. So that's what these words on the screen are. If you don't understand what they are, I think that's the point. I don't think we're supposed to know what they are. And then we have this beautiful, this beautiful forest area that people are convinced is Star Wars. People are convinced that this is the forest moon of Endor because of this right here in the top right there. They're saying that clearly metal structure is the foot of an AT-AT or an AT-ST or whatever they're called, the chicken ones. And it very well might be. I really don't think it is. That's just my opinion. I've been wrong before, but I think it's way too early to speculate. I think it's way too early in development to start talking about whether or not, what different worlds are going to be here or not. I think it's kind of strange. If this does end up being Endor, I think it's strange that the two worlds they showed are, 3 minutes and 22 seconds of Quadratum or whatever it's called, and then 4 or 5 seconds of the forest moon of Endor. I just think it's a little weird. I don't know why they would reveal something like that in the reveal trailer. It seems a little odd to me. It also, frankly, if I'm being honest, seems a little early for most of those decisions to be made. I'm sure somewhere there exists a design doc that says Kingdom Hearts 4, and then it's a list of all the worlds that they want to explore in this game. But yeah, I don't know if this is necessarily Star Wars. I think it might just be more like I think it might just be like a forest biome that is near Quadratum, near the Tokyo-esque city. I don't think that we should jump to Star Wars conclusions quite yet. So here we have the chessboard from the intro and outro to Kingdom Hearts 3, where young Xehanort and young Xemnas are playing chess together. And here we have ya boy, Sora. Other people have pointed this out, but he is, of course, wearing the clothes from, I forget exactly what it's called, but there was a fashion clothing line that someone who worked on Kingdom Hearts did, Kingdom Hearts crossover artwork, and he's straight up wearing the outfit from that artwork, which is pretty cool. Also, I did read this. Tetsuya Nomura, has confirmed that the reason Sora looks like this, the reason he looks more realistic like this, is because he is currently in Quadratum. So this isn't like the new look for Sora. And then we have this new character, or so I thought she was a new character. This character is named Steryxia, I think is her name. Steryxia, something like that. I'm sure the name is on screen now. And I wasn't even going to mention this girl. I was just going to be like, oh, hey, this new character. But after doing a little bit of research, I did realize that she is in Kingdom Hearts 3. If you remember, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora, when he dies, and he goes to, like, the afterlife, essentially, and he has to, like, fight his way back to the land of the living, he talks to a bunch of, like, star formations, and one of them is Naminé, and he thanks her, and it's hilarious. We all love it. The other one he talks to, it's a girl voice, and she says she's looking for someone, and she's not quite sure where he is, and Sora's like, I'll help, even though I don't know how. This is her. She's from the phone games that I'm going to assume most people didn't play. I didn't play them. There's not why I'm assuming most people didn't. I just have a hunch. And so the phone game that she's from is apparently a prequel to the whole deal. So this character is like older, or should be older, or something. Something's going on where this girl is from a different time period, literally, that Sora is from. And she is going to reveal here in a second that she is also trapped here. And then we get to reveal right there that it's been 7 days since the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, which some people have said it's, Quadratum. That's the name of this place. So whatever this Tokyo place is, it's not actually Tokyo, it's Quadratum. And she says that this is similar to an afterworld for the two of them, but not for the people who live here, which honestly reminds me a lot of the worlds between from the lands between from Elden Ring, but I'm not going to say that again. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. So we got a car. This thing that started forming is very clearly, when we see the wide shot that I guess I missed, I'll just talk through this, whatever, is very clearly a dark side. It's the tutorial enemy, as I call it. It's the enemy that you fight at the beginning of every single Kingdom Hearts game. When I was a kid, thought that it was like a nightmare that Sora was having. It's not. It's real. And this one is terrorizing this this town, this city of Quadratum. Everyone running away from it, and here comes Sora. And if you weren't sure if it was Sora quite yet, here comes the reveal and Keyblade. So there's going to be a lot of things to talk about real quick here. So here is, and I apologize for the YouTube scrub bar, but here is a mock-up of what gameplay is going to look like. So if you know Square Enix, if you know video game reveals, this is not gameplay. This is a video that someone made that looks like gameplay is generally going to look. We have some meters down in the right next to the HP bar that may or may not be there. And then we have the command menu in the left corner. They are, when translated to English, translate to attack, magic, item, and the last one is build. Build is very interesting. Build obviously makes me immediately think of Dungeons and Dragons, or a game like Elden Ring or Dark Souls where you have a loadout. I have a feeling that build is a word that's going to become synonymous with loadout in this game, because in Kingdom Hearts 3 you could switch between keyblades, and I don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility that in this game you switch more than that. Maybe your clothes do something, maybe you have different magic and summons that you have equipped, but yeah, build seems to imply that you're going to have different loadouts, different builds, if you will, that you can choose from in the middle of battle, or else they wouldn't put it right smack dab on the command menu. Alright, so right away, right there, Sora does one of those things. I forget exactly which game it was from first, but right there, he does one of those spins that I don't even remember exactly what they do. I just remember them looking cool and being cool. but it's a way to fling yourself at enemies. This is not a new feature. This was in Kingdom Hearts 3. We've got some wall running, and then right there, can't go by that, the coolest part of this whole trailer, in my opinion. See if I can stop it right when he does it. You know what? Let me actually use the power of the internet to slow this down. There we go. Right there. He uses the actual keychain of the Keyblade and uses it like a grappling hook, like Joker does in Persona 5 Royal. So as you can clearly see here, the actual keychain is still attached. This is, of course, just a mock-up, but it is in fact the keychain equipped to the Keyblade doing the grapple hooking. So that's pretty cool. I have a feeling that similar to pole spinning and wall running and all the other maneuverability mechanics grandfathered in from other spin-off Kingdom Hearts games, I feel like this one's going to be there's going to be few and very specific ways to use this ability. It is really cool to see it being used so directly, and it just, if I can be so candid, looks very cool. So most of what we're seeing in this battle, I can only assume, is like button prompts, like click triangle to do that, click triangle to do this. Now you're in control, and then now you're not, and you're pressing triangle again right now to do this. Type stuff like that. Kingdom Hearts 3 had a lot of scripted battles like this, especially with the bigger guys. So nothing quite new there. And then we see two figures and an important bit of dialogue. If you leave this world behind, don't expect to return to the one from which you came. So that's worded so weirdly to me. If you do leave this world behind, don't expect to return to the one which you came. That sort of sounds to me like whether it's a literal portal or a wormhole, or it's just like a connection between hearts or whatever, that is keeping Sora connected to the wherever Kingdom Hearts 1 through 3 took place, and this place. If he leaves the immediate vicinity, he can no longer, he'll be stuck in this dimension and no longer be able to go back to his own. It's worded very weird, but it's basically clear to me that the one that he's leaving, the one that he came from, is obviously the one we all know and love, and we want him to go back there, I'm assuming. Or maybe we don't. Who knows? Who knows what happens in this trailer? And of course, like they always love to do, here's the villain reveal, and it's literally two black-cloaked figures who could be literally anything. Back in the days of Kingdom Hearts 2, people dressed like this equaled Organization 13. That is not the case anymore. This is really just synonymous with evil, and sometimes not even evil presence, just sort of malevolent, but maybe even not that, type of person who wants to stay in hiding and keep their face hid, So we have two of those. I can only assume that one of these is the Master of Masters, because if you play the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, you know that when Sora went here, the Masters of Masters was already here, sort of just hanging out. So I can only assume that he is one of these people. If I had to guess who the other one was, I'm going to guess either Braig or maybe even Yozora. I'm not quite even sure if Yozora is a good guy or a bad guy at this point. But yes, people watching this, probably people who summoned this big dark side thing. And then the title reveal, Kingdom Hearts 4. And I will stop here and talk about this, as many people have before me. This font is completely different, which I think is a good idea. Not that the old Kingdom Hearts font was bad. I actually like it a lot better than the one that's on screen right now. But if we're really truly going for Chapter 2 of Kingdom Hearts, I think a new font fits that, It's not often that super old legacy video game franchises get a new font. And when they do, it's usually a pretty big deal, and I think it's rightfully so a big deal this time. I think that Kingdom Hearts 4 is probably going to be, whether we like it or not, a change of pace for the Kingdom Hearts franchise, the Kingdom Hearts story, and I think that the font change in the logo is a welcome addition to the rest of the happenings in this trailer. Speaking of, we're about to see two very familiar faces, and they're somewhere, and they are about to talk. So, there's a blue flame. They're somewhere dark. There's a blue flame. You hear a voice. And then the flame turns red. So, magic in the making. Thank you. Thank you, Disney. Thank you, Square Enix. Let me play that scene back again in slow motion while I talk about it, just so there's something to look at. Do that without volume. So, I think it's pretty clear that the person who they're talking about, the person who they turn around and see, is Hades. I got that just from the blue flame that we see that turns to red, because Hades famously is covered in blue fire, and when he gets very mad, it turns red, which is not how fire works, but I digress. And these two, Donald and Goofy, in their Kingdom Hearts attire, are looking for somebody. It's not clear who, it's not clear where they are, although it pretty much becomes clear when Hades shows up. And I know I'm speaking with confidence that it's Hades, and that is because the voice that you hear, if you know Japanese voice actors, that is the Japanese voice actor who voices Hades. I think it's very clear, it's supposed to be very obvious to the viewer that this is Hades, which means, where's Donald and Goofy? Are they literally in the underworld, in the Olympic Coliseum world, in the Hercules world? Or are they somewhere else, and they're just as lost as Hades is? A lot of people are theorizing that they're looking for Hades. That's the person they're looking for, who they think can help, because people are theorizing, and they have for a while, I guess, that because Auron is in 2 and Cloud is in Kingdom Hearts 1, that Hades has like this connection to the Final Fantasy worlds that they came from. I think that's looking a little too far into it. I think that Auron being in 2 was just sort of a reference to the fact that, spoiler for Final Fantasy X, but Auron is dead the whole time in that game. And I think that's just a reference to that. I think Cloud is just cool to look at, and they wanted to put him in Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't think this is where they're going with this scene, especially because Goofy and Donald freak the hell out here. I don't think they were looking for Hades. I think they were looking for someone else. Maybe they were looking for Auron from Final Fantasy X. I really don't know. The first time I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, they're looking for Sora, and then I watched it the second time, I was like, oh, they're looking for someone to help them find Sora. That makes more sense. So I really don't know who that could be, and I think it's a little early to be like, oh, they're looking for Hades because this and this. I think that, oh, hey, Elden Ring spoilers over there. That's odd. But no, I think that's definitely Hades, and that doesn't confirm or deny that they are actually in the underworld. I think that's a pretty safe bet. But I think no confirmation that they are specifically looking for Hades. I think they're looking for someone else, and they're somewhere they're not supposed to be, and they happen to stumble upon Hades. But yeah, with that being said, that is my breakdown of the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Like I said, I'm not going to theory craft. I just wanted to lay out the facts. I wanted to talk about everything we see. And real quick, I know you didn't ask for this, but if I had to guess, I'd probably say that this game is going to release... here's what I think. I bet you that they're going to announce Kingdom Hearts 4 release holiday 2024, and then we're going to get to like October 2024, and then they're going to say, just kidding, we're not done. It's going to come out spring 2025, and then I bet you that it'll probably come out sometime in June or July of 2025. That's what I'm thinking. This game is probably in crazy early development, especially because they're working with a new engine. They're working with Unreal Engine 5. I'm pretty sure that don't quote me on that. On what engine they're using, but I'm pretty sure they're moving from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5, which will be their second engine upgrade in the past 2 major installments in the franchise. But I am really excited that 4 is next. I know that a lot of people are like, okay, well, in between 2 and 3, there was like hundreds of games. How many are we going to get? And if you watch the other trailers from the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary event that this trailer dropped in, it looks like it's just going to be 2 more and then this game. The other 2 games look fine. That's not what this video is about, though. But yeah, I'm very excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm very excited for Kingdom Hearts in general, but I'm excited at 4. I'm excited that 4 is next. I'm excited that this is where the Kingdom Hearts team's energy is going. It looks great. It sounds great. Sora looks great. I really hope that, even if it's not Donald and Goofy, I really hope that the, temporary party member setup that they have in Kingdom Hearts, where you go to a world and you have a character from that world help you, or not 3 characters from that world help you. I really hope they keep that. I've always loved that. I just think it brings a really unique aspect to a series that is pretty unique, even without that feature. So, those are my opinions. That was my breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. I can't imagine what the Reverse Flash is so angry about. And this has been another Thunder and Lightning video. And until next time, I've been Thunder, and have a great day. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.